Hi, everybody. This is Beth McCullough. I'm a Stampin' Up Demonstrator in Des Moines, Iowa. And I'm here every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central with my sweet husband, Steve.
Hi, everybody.
So how is everyone today? We are doing great. We're a little bit tired. Should we talk about why we're tired?
Now we need to wait for a little while.
We need to wait. We need to wait till more people get on.
Yep.
We have news.
Big news.
We do have big news.
We're teasing it right now.
While we're waiting for everyone to get on, I want to show you one of the things. I was in New Orleans with my teammate Barb, and we had a wonderful time. But I don't know, can you see this under the camera? Maybe I should hold it up this way. This is the bag we got from Stampin' Up Backstage. It's got pockets on the outside, and it's great for swaps. And of course, I didn't know we were going to get this. But if you don't have this swap bag, I was going to show you what I took my swaps to New Orleans in. The Nourish and Flourish bag, you can buy this. And I went ahead and I cut cardboard from the DSP and cut ends 4 sides just to make it a little more stable in my suitcase. And I took my card swaps in that. And my card swaps were 50 of these glue boxes. So I do have a video showing how to make these. And the leaders down at Backstage loved them. I was excited. I had them flat, but I had everything cut and scored, and all they had to do was fold it together. So we'll see. I gave one to Brian Pilling and Chad Williams, and they said they'd put it on their desk and take a picture and send me. So I'll let you know if that happens. I also took notebooks. You didn't know I gave it to Chad, and are you jealous?
No, but I knew that you were going to use them to suck up to people. So
I also took 11 personalized notebooks with people's names on them. One for my teammate Barb. And then there were some other pals there. Julie Tomadio and Lisa. And they got notebooks. And then I had Creativity Abounds friends. Every team I was on, I just asked who was going, and I made notebooks for them. So hopefully you'll see those showing up places. I could show some of the cards in here too. Should I show some swaps? Maybe we should do a separate video showing swaps. Here's a cute Halloween Boo card. But yeah, I got not quite 50 swaps because I did use some just to give some of the staff and a couple people who didn't have swaps. But we have mail, and guess what? Your name is on it too, honey.
Really? Who did we get mail from?
We got mail from Chris R. in Pella. Is this not darling? Look at this.
I love that.
Flamingo.
It's a party flamingo.
It says, Beth, congratulations. You did a great presentation the other night. Thank you, Steve, for your help as well, and your whole Joy team. So I am part of Mary Fish's huge national team, and she asked me to present to the pals the Thursday before I went to New Orleans. And I did a presentation on fun folds, why Joy team loves making fun folds, how to store them so you can easily find them again. And we made the double step card and made templates and also put the yellow strip on the ruler. So anyway, that was sweet of you, Chris. Thank you for the sweet card. I appreciate that. We love getting mail.
Reinforcement.
Yes. Yes. Who's on tonight?
Oh, we got a whole bunch of people on now.
Yay. Tell us what you've been up to. So I was in New Orleans until Sunday night. And then can we tell our news now?
You were there till Sunday at noon.
Oh, Sunday morning. I got home at like 1 o'clock. We got up at 3 o'clock in the morning and came home.
But I told her she was going to have a big day Sunday.
So some of you know son number 1 got married in June in Houston, Texas. He lives in Austin with his beautiful bride, Amy. And now son number 2 got engaged on Sunday.
Yay.
So you might have heard us complain. We had 4 children, so we'd have grandchildren someday. And nobody was married and nobody was dating. And they're getting with the program
We
now,
have 2
Steve.
prospects now.
Yes. So Ryan and Bree are now officially engaged, and they are also getting married in 2022. Maybe Thanksgiving weekend. I don't think they've nailed it down. Sean and Amy had a great big wedding and a great big reception. Ryan and Bree are going to have a little tiny wedding. It's grandparents, parents, and siblings, and then an open house later. So they're doing things totally differently, but we support all our kids no matter how they want to do it.
So the way they want to do it.
They should. So, but we are thrilled. Bree is lovely, and we love both our daughter-in-law and our daughter-in-law to be, and our boys are lucky, blessed men, aren't they?
Choices.
Yes. So we are excited about that. I had lots of people wanting to know how to make this Bendy card. So that's what we're making tonight. There's a little MacGyvering involved, so you'll have to be patient with me on that part. But that is what we're making tonight. So before we get started, Perfect Partners starts for customers on Thursday. And there's 6 different sets that came without dies, and now you can get the dies. The apple blossoms are on the top of my list. And Barb is getting the piggy ones. I need to make sure she's getting the dies too. Why are you laughing?
Isn't it her choice what she gets?
Of course it's her choice, but we coordinate. We share things. The Des Moines demos share with each other. Oh, Linda, we are having Prize Patrol tonight. Put in hashtag Prize Patrol, just like Linda Donaldson did it. And Carol, glad you guys are here.
So the reason why Beth is so tired is not just New Orleans, but because we had the post-engagement fire pit celebration party at our house on Sunday.
And then Bree talked about her wedding dress, and we're going wedding dress shopping in September. And then she said, well, maybe she should look at my wedding dress and her mom's wedding dress. And I was like, well, I know I have it, but I haven't seen it in 36 years. So I thought it would be a really good idea when I couldn't sleep. I woke up at 1 and I tried to sleep from 1 to 3 this morning, pondering where the wedding dress was. So at 3, I thought it was a really good idea to wake Steve up so he could help me find it.
We did find it.
We did.
And
By 4 o'clock, we found it.
But now when we open it, is it going to be yellowed or moth-eaten?
We had it preserved by a dry cleaner, and we opened it up, and it looks pretty good. I think it might be too many ruffles. It was 1986. And I had told her, well, you could take the ruffles off the sleeves, but there are ruffles around the hem.
Around the hem and the train.
So
lots of ruffles.
It may not work. So
I think she should go full 80s and get, do up the big hair and
just, you think so?
Relive the whole experience.
Well, we'll have to see. But so we were out in our hallway by 4 o'clock this morning, taking pictures of the dress and and planning.
Hey, honey.
What?
We're not normal.
No, we don't usually do things in the middle of the night. We're sort of excited that they're engaged. Hey, celebration goes till Wednesday. If you live in town and want me to add something to my order, I am ordering on Wednesday. And it's a great time to buy paper pumpkin. I know my daughter-in-law, Amy, I texted her today and said, got you a paper pumpkin last year for a Christmas gift. Do you want it again? And she was like, absolutely. So yay, I can get it now and get free celebration items with the paper pumpkin subscription.
But that's a good idea. You can get it as a gift. Exactly.
And, the girls need to be crafters, right?
You're indoctrinating them?
Yes, I am. But a 3-month is $67.50, so you'd get 1 gift, and a 12-month is $235. You're actually buying 11 months, getting 1 free, and getting 4 celebrations. So if you're interested in paper pumpkin, they've gotten really good, and you should think about getting the subscriptions. Now, even if yours hasn't run out, you can wait until next year, a few months, whatever, until you start your subscription. But you can order it now during celebration. So that is another good idea. And don't forget about the new items that you can get during celebration too.
Tony
So.
is backing you up on that. So the freebies were great after she bought it for her mom.
Yeah. Yeah, it is good. It
Kathy
is good.
Winter is in the Atlanta airport.
Kathy is just coming home. We're having a Central Iowa demo party at her house on Thursday. I hope you make it home, Kathy, because we're planning on partying at your house. Her sweet husband, Jim, is making us a treat or dessert or something. Maybe they're making us beignets. Did you guys see we were eating beignets while we were in?
And Kathy, I am interested in any scoop you have on my wife and her activities.
You don't trust me?
I do. It's just I heard something about a boa and mask and dancing, and I'm just wondering what the rest of the details are.
I don't know about dancing. I was in a pedicab because I couldn't walk. We were in they call it a second line parade. Stampin' Up blew out the stops. I don't know how much money they spent on actors and a multi-piece marching band and a unicyclist. And it was quite a parade, 600 people. And so we're waving to the crowd. I don't know. It was just fun. It was fun. Okay. So on this card that I made a couple weeks ago, it did get second. So thank you to those who voted. Really what we're doing is we're making tabs like this. And if you're going to send this to a crafter, I wouldn't send it to someone who doesn't make cards because these pieces come out and fold flat and then you get them out. But to put the M&Ms in them, I actually tape the tabs shut. I pulled this one out just so I could show you what the tabs look like. But I would be giving this card. Okay, because, because you need to tape it. So I drew a blank there, honey. What am I talking about? Who am
honestly,
I?
I wasn't paying attention either. So
Okay.
I was reading comments and seeing if Kathy actually told me anything, and she hasn't yet. So.
Steve, you need to demo making coffee for Beth.
So yeah, that is true. Beth never makes coffee because she has a barista to make it for her.
Yeah. So Kathy and Jim are part of I forget what it's called, the M Club. I got an awesome omelet and bacon and Starbucks coffee. Yeah, Kathy and Jim were very generous with their special benefits. So I called Steve and said, who knew? Why aren't we members of that?
Oh yeah, now we're joining. Whatever it takes.
Okay. So the amazing dies, the amazing thanks dies is what I used for this thanks. And I'm going to make it tonight in a different color. The other thing is the DSP for both of these is this 6x6 DSP that comes in all the different colors. This one is Bermuda Bay. You might have been here when I showed this a couple weeks ago. The Bermuda Bay M&Ms I bought at Mall of America. They are the best color ever, right?
You know, I was just really shocked that our trip to Mall of America, we found stamping stuff, and because everywhere we go, we can find
Stampin' Up candy everywhere. The Hippos. Does anybody not have this yet? Again, Wednesday is the deadline, and I used both the stamp set and the dies on this card. Another thing I wanted to tell you is the Boughs of Holly is my stamp camp for the end of October. It is out of stock. The stamp set is gone. You can buy something else. It adds up to just about $80. You can buy something else if you want the celebration items. Otherwise, you can wait. It's supposed to be back in stock September 12th. But a lot of people have been wanting to get in on the stamp camp, which is super fun. Okay, so you have some measurements for me, Steve.
We're going to do it now, huh?
We're going to do it. Yes, we are. Mary says, I was checking my page, realizing what time it was, and caught you. Hello, Mary. Mary's coming home from Hawaii. I hope you had a wonderful trip. So I'm going to get my measurements over here. Usually I tape them up. I was busy with Joy Team. Chris showed us an awesome fun fold tonight. And you know what that means. You guys will probably see that next week or the week after. But for the card base on this one, it's Bermuda Bay. And you have measurements, Steve. It's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And on this one, I'm just going to use basic white. Yes. Yeah, keep putting the prize patrol in, everybody. How many prize patrols do we have so far? Okay. Then we're going to put the DSP. This is polished pink. This one again is Bermuda Bay. And I'm just going to glue it right over the top, whatever side of the DSP you want. Oh, Elaine's here and Sandra. I'm glad you guys are here. So this is the really easy part. There is going to be a MacGyver part coming up. Okay. So then
you're going to cut some things too long, aren't you?
Well, you know, we'll have to see.
I mean, intentionally too long. I can see where this is going.
Why do you think I'm going to cut it too long?
You make them bendy.
Well, okay. So I'm calling this Bendy Left, and there is, yes, you can only win once a month, Pat. Once a month, you can win a prize.
On Prize Patrol.
Okay, so here's who has won in August. Chris, Christy, Pat, and Jeanne. And all of those, Chris is being delivered on Thursday. Jeanne, yours is ready to mail, but it's not mailed yet. Everybody else has been given theirs. Well, Chris, I'm delivering, and Christy's I'm delivering because they're in town. So today is the last day for August. Okay, so Bendy Left. This is 2 1/2 by 5 1/2, and I scored it at 1/2 inch. And we're going to take this 1/2 inch all the way to the bottom of the cardstock, and we're just going to glue it on the back. Can you see what I'm doing here?
See it.
Okay. And then, you know, I'm going to do that first. So just get some adhesive on here and glue that little 1/2 inch on the back. So did you miss me while I was in New Orleans?
Oh, I miss you horribly. Although I will say that I believe that she actually texted all of her kids and said, please entertain your father, because Ryan came over twice, and then our daughter came back from Iowa City and spent special time with me, and I didn't have a dull moment. They tried to distract me from my loneliness by keeping me busy.
Well, that's good.
Yes.
We have sweet kids.
We do.
Okay, on the Bendy Left measurement, here's the DSP. This is 2 1/4 by 4 3/8. And the reason I did the 3/8 is because at this end, I'm taking 3/8 off, and I just put it in the trimmer and I cut down from the top and up from the bottom, just however far I wanted to, not a measurement. But I'm going to go ahead and put this DSP on first and glue it down flat.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I missed the top cut and bottom cut measurements for 3/8.
3/8.
We're not ready for Bendy Right yet.
We are not ready for Bendy Right. So, like I said, there's MacGyvering involved. So use your imagination. So I have this cut, and I'm going to cut diagonally to make a notch. And again, this doesn't have to be perfect in the same place. We're going to MacGyver it. So this is what we end up with, okay?
But what's it going to notch into?
It's going to notch into this card here.
And how do you know where?
Well, it depends on how bendy you want it. I wanted this second bend pretty bendy in order to get the M&Ms in it, okay? So one thing we could do is we could look at the Bermuda Bay one, and we could say, well, this is 1 1/4 in a line. So that would be 2, 4, 5 16ths. But people don't like doing 16ths. So I would say 3/8. Do you like 8s better? 1 3/8 from the end.
What do people have against 16ths?
Well, it's
very
hard.
precise.
It's harder sometimes. Some people like to just work in quarters and halves.
Okay.
So tell me what you're thinking.
I'm just trying to defend the poor 16th on the movie. It probably gets no play whatsoever. And
you know what you can do instead? Do you want to bring me the trimmer, please? It's right behind you on the table. You can decide how far you want it to bend, okay? That's how we're going to do it. So I didn't initially put directions out for this because of the MacGyvering, but I got enough emails of people asking me to do this. So here you go. So this one does not have M&Ms in it. So it doesn't have to be quite as far, but look at that. We want it like that far. So let's measure that and see what it is. Are you guys good with that? Oh, look at this. This is 1.5 from this edge of the cardstock to the edge of this cardstock. So then I'm going to put this in at 1.5. I'm putting it in upside down, and then I'm going to bring this out so I can see where I need the slit to be. And it's okay if the slit...
Isn't it going to be at 1.5?
What?
Oh, you mean vertically where it should be. I understand. Exactly.
Vertically, I'm going to see by the notch. And it's okay to cut the cardstock this notch bigger than your notch, okay? And if you're a perfectionist, one thing I learned at Backstage this week is 80%. Do the best you can. If it's 80%, it's good. Do you guys agree with that? Are you also recovering perfectionists? I want to see in the comments. Tell me if you're a perfectionist or if you've recovered. There's almost no one that isn't one or the other. So I have my left edge at 1.5, and I see where I need the notch to be. And I'm just going to cut, and I'm not cutting the notch. I'm cutting the place for the notch to go in. Okay. So we have this opening, and you can see my notch that I cut is, or my space, can I call them both notches?
No.
Is from here to here.
You have a notch and you have a slot.
Okay. So I'm going to put it in like this. You know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to glue down this edge a little better. I didn't get the glue. I try not to get the glue too close to the edge, but sometimes that's a problem. So we're going to glue this edge back, because if it's going to bend, it really needs to stay down well. Right?
Yep.
So do you have any stories tonight besides our son getting engaged?
Well, I have to say that was such a wonderful thing. It's hard to top that. But your daughter took me to a movie. I saw the last Jurassic Park movie, and it served its purpose. She screamed twice in the middle of the movie, so it must have been.
You were happy
surprising.
She was screaming?
Well, and that's kind of what you go to Jurassic Park movies for.
So I would not be able to sleep if I watched a Jurassic Park movie.
And then, of course, we both managed to talk for quite a while about the plot holes and inconsistencies and what worked and what didn't. At one point, one of the characters lit a torch and it stayed lit for like 4 hours. And I was like, really? But
okay, so another thing I'm going to do that you don't have to do. So if you're going to mail this to a card maker, you're not going to tape it. You're going to fold it flat like this, and they're somehow going to know when they get it to put the notch in the slit like this. But mine is going to be for M&Ms, or maybe I should leave it out. You know, I'm not going to tape it. This is probably the one I'm going to send the winner, so I won't do that. But if you're putting M&Ms, you definitely need to put Scotch tape over this or Terran tape to keep it flat, okay? But I like that arc of the bend. What do you think that is, hon?
What do I think that is in terms of how archy it is?
Yeah, how archy. Is that a word?
I don't even know. I learned in trigonometry exactly the tangent or proportion of a circle that represents, and now I couldn't tell you.
Okay. Well, I won't ask you. We are going to go on to the right bendy side. Do you have measurements for that, Steve? This is a 1 3/4.
I do.
And 5 1/2. So they're both 5 1/2 long. We have a 1/2 inch score line on this end. And then I went 3/8 in and cut down from the top, 3/8 in, up from the bottom. Again, I didn't measure how far. And I'm going to cut diagonally to make a notch.
You know, if you did measure how far, I could come up with a precise place on the vertical of the card where your slot should go.
You think so?
By using some fraction subtraction.
Okay. Well, instead of doing that, we're just going to do it my way. So while I was at backstage, I was talking to a gal who's watched our videos, and she knew that Steve's around hanging out with us. And she had an idea for a series of cards Steve could make. And it has to do with beer and whiskey. So if you're interested in seeing Steve do a series of card making, will you let me know? There is a beer and a whiskey stamp set. And she thought that Steve would love making those cards.
So I have questions about this. I did think about it overnight. So are you intending that I would be drinking beer or whiskey as I was making the cards?
I was intending that you would use blends and color the cards.
Oh.
Okay,
but
is that a deal breaker if you're not
beer
drinking?
Can be anywhere from dark brown to
I have lots of colors of blends.
And then whiskey is kind of the same. It's kind of a golden color. So there's not a lot of color variation in those two things. Just saying. Okay.
So this 1/2-inch tab on both sides, the right bendy one is just stuck over there. And now this one we want the M&Ms to go into. Oh, let's put the DSP on there first. The DSP is 1.5 inches by 4 3/8. And we're going to put that on, and I'm going to get the glue all the way to the edges.
Oops, I'm just now on the notch.
Oh,
Beth, you completely sidetracked me.
Okay, so Kathy would like to see a series of cards made by Steve, and Bev wants to know if you'll be drinking the beer and whiskey.
So here's the thing. I don't drink a lot of beer or whiskey, but I do like to sample them and taste them.
How much beer and whiskey do I drink?
Like none.
None.
But
I don't like beer and whiskey.
My
no judgment for people who do.
Two oldest sons like to try different micro brews, and now because their friend has become a distiller and because Sean is invested in a distillery, they like to sample whiskeys. I don't drink a lot, but they're connoisseurs. They want to see what they taste like. So that's something that makes me want to investigate your request of making cards, because I could send them to our sons and their friends.
You could. And then you could be like, I made the card.
I could send one to the owner of the distillery.
You could. He actually came to Sean's wedding in Texas. So again, we're putting these flat on the bottom of the card. And this is where it's going to go. So let's measure it.
How are you going to measure it if the top is bendy?
Well, we're going to take the bendy out.
There you go.
We're going to go from the edge. Okay, so let's move it over so it's an easier measurement and put it at 2.5. So it's 2.5 from the edge of the white cardstock to the edge of the white cardstock over here. Okay, so I'm going to hold on to that. Well, actually, I'm going to put it in here. And I'm going to measure 2.5 is where I'm putting the left edge where it was folded. And I'm going to go around in here, but I'm going to bring this card back while keeping this at 2.5 so I know where to put the slit.
Do you need some help?
I might. So this has to go along the edge of the bottom of the cardstock. Okay. Who now knows why I haven't done directions for this card? Okay. So I want to cut the slit so this notch will fit in it. So I'm just going to cut it right here. Okay.
This is MacGyvering at its finest.
It is. It takes 2 hands. So what do you think?
Hey, wait, I just contributed.
Good job, honey. You know, you were so good at contributing.
I earned my assistant stamping demonstrator.
You know,
designation.
The assistant stamping demonstrator could have gone to New Orleans and gone to the whole conference.
Well, I've heard that there's all these husbands there now.
There are husbands there. So look at this hippo. I was going to show you guys this. How many of you have a die cut bucket? This is my die cut bucket. Every time I die cut something, I'm like, oh, it's so pretty. I can't throw this away. So I either put them in cello bags and I put them with the stamp set they go with, or I put them in my die cut bucket. And then when I'm making a card, sometimes I just look over here and grab it. And look at this. I had colored hippos ready to go. Here's a ballerina hippo. But anyway, that's where the cardstock, or where the hippo came from tonight. She's got a cute little flower, and I colored the blend with polished pink. And I'm going to pop her up on the left bendy side. And this one, I even put, you should have seen the fingernails in New Orleans. Barb had Mardi Gras fingernails. Okay. My friend Sharon had. I have to stop.
New Orleans.
New Orleans. New Orleans is wrong. Don't say it that way.
New Orleans.
New Orleans. New Orleans. I've got to tell you, we went to Antone's and had a 3-course price fixed lunch. Guess what? People don't go to New Orleans in August because it's too hot and too humid. So some of the restaurants close down, and the ones that don't do a price fixed lunch and a price fixed dinner. So for $22, Barb and Melvin, Diane, 2 of my Canadian friends, had this 3-course, 2-hour price fixed lunch, and then toured this restaurant with 15 different dining rooms. And they have queens that go with each dining room, and pictures of the queens, and architecture and chandeliers, and a wine cellar that was a full long city block. It's the second biggest one in America. So it was fun to see. And this restaurant's been around for 100 years. Why are you laughing? Did I not tell you about that?
You did. You didn't tell me about the wine cellar, but hey, it sounds like a wonderful. I love having meals like that with friends where it's just, take your time, eat lots of courses, have lots of great conversation.
Yeah, it was super fun. Look at this. Is this going to work? Don't you love it when a plan comes together? Oh, I love it. And then we have the Bermuda Bay M&Ms here. And so then I cut the Amazing Thanks dies. These are my favorite thanks dies. I use them all the time. And I layered them and popped these up on dimensionals. Oh, Steve's busy saying hi to everybody. Yay.
Tried to.
Thank you for being here.
If I missed you, I'm sorry. We start talking. I don't see all the comments.
Yeah. He tries, right? People did ask me, other leaders at Backstage, how I got my husband to do this. And I said, well, I started in 2003. I've been at this for a while. And Steve started in 2020 because he was very loud, banging cabinets and things. He'd go eat lunch when I did my noon Facebook Live.
Okay. Let me tell you the real story. The real story is...
That's not the real story.
As Beth was starting to try and do Facebook Lives, there was a lot of technology involved. And so whether I wanted to
I
or
was
not,
doing great. I was having videos sideways and upside down. And
there were lots of questions, and she needed lots of help. And so I finally just decided, you know what? If I'm going to spend the time anyway, I might as well have fun with it and really help her out. So there you go.
I thought it was because you were loud.
Well, that was your side of the story.
There's always 2 sides of the story, isn't there?
My side of the story is because I was going to have to be tech support anyway. I might as well
look at this. Tony's been here since your beginning. And Tony and her friend Jean actually came to our house and stamped with us one day. And Steve was sucking up. He went and bought them Chinese from our favorite place, didn't you?
Well, I mean, they were already your friends. I had to do something.
Yeah, you were trying to
keep
catch up.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't have another bag of Bermuda M&Ms, Bermuda Bay, but
Beth
here's the
thinks
first
polished
one.
pink M&Ms.
Polished pink
So
M&Ms.
when we go back to Minneapolis, we're going to have to go get them.
You know, we are going back. I go to my 4-month checkup in early October, and we'll go back to Mall of America. And I think we need more colors of M&Ms. But the pink is cute too, don't you think, with the Bermuda Bay?
It matches, especially with the thanks.
Yeah. So I think the pink one is what we're going to give away tonight because I haven't taped it shut. If you really want the Bermuda Bay one, you know, you just have to go with this. Oh, I was going to do one other piece. Just a 4 by 5 1/4. You could stamp a hippo and have a place to write because I didn't really leave you a place to write a note on here. So that would go on the back. This one, because it's done in white.
We just got invited to Kathy's house in Minneapolis. It's 2 miles from Mall of America.
Yay! Are you serious, Kathy? Because we're actually really coming. I'm waiting for my doctor to call me back and tell me what day. We're going on a Wednesday in October. You know, one issue you might have if you put this white piece on the back is if you're not taping this shut, if people are bringing it in and out, it might be hard to get the notch in there.
Yeah.
But otherwise, do you guys like this? Let me know if you like. This was kind of a original Bendy card idea that I had because I wanted to use my M&Ms. So that's what I have for you. Again, celebration ends on Wednesday. And team members, I just planned the Joy Team Christmas party. We meet every single week on Zoom. So if you are not a demonstrator yet, even if you just want friends to stamp with, I have people from all over the nation, and we have a riot together every single week. So I hope you will consider signing up with me. And you get Steve as part of the deal, right?
Yeah.
So how many people? We have 20 people.
20 people. We got a good crew.
We are drawing for the polished pink Bendy card. And we do appreciate you guys. If you would be willing to give us a heart and a like and share our videos with your friends, that would be awesome. Uh-oh, I think he's having technical difficulties. Is everything okay?
I pulled it out.
Did you dodge a bullet, honey?
I forgot to plug the computer in, and we were losing battery quickly.
Oh,
all right,
no.
so we're ready for prize patrol.
We are ready for prize patrol.
Okay, here we go.
Need to write down who wins tonight. Is it going? You can see it, I think. Good luck, everyone, and thanks again for joining us tonight. Bev Stokes, look at that. Hey, I just found out Bev Stokes has a doctor's appointment. Do you know we're going to lunch, Bev? Or maybe it's a surprise. Kathy planned it, but when you come to Des Moines for your doctor's appointment, I get to meet you in real life. I'm so excited.
Hey, wait, do I get to meet Bev too?
You were not invited to lunch. I guess we have to ask Bev and Kathy if you can come.
Maybe I can just stop by. I'll just happen to be in the same restaurant.
I'll
just stop by the table.
What do you think, Bev? Do you want Steve to come to your lunch? You'll have to let us know. But you guys are awesome. I don't know what we're going to make next week. So if you have any ideas, let me know. And just have a blessed week. And please come back and join us again. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.